missing this game, so the back line is a question mark, but the front three have been electric to begin this season. Guilherme, U.S. men's national team international duty, and Rothrock and Areola on either side. Ferreira will slide into the underneath spot.
They have to go to VAR during the 90 minutes, which is starting late, but is starting now. Up we go, Houston Dynamo, Seattle Sounders FC. A previous red card.
You can see Houston is starting with three, but it's really a back five defensively.
And here's Ferreira coming through, and Ferreira's got a chance. Great save, palmed away by Jonathan Bond. Space, and all of a sudden found himself with a wonderful opportunity on goal. The best of the night for Sounders FC.
Yeah, we mentioned Houston sitting deep, and it's the deep run from Ferreira.
And it was pushed forward by Negri to Lawrence Anali. Looking for combination play with Guilherme. Anali chasing after it. Maintains possession for Houston. Guilherme driving into the area. Guilherme still going through the Seattle defense, and now Andrew Thomas has to react. But Guilherme.
Yeah, look at this from the Brazilian, just facing up and driving in to the middle, into that little soft spot, shifting between the feet. And
we hear a crescendo in volume from the crowd, and it's a flick to the far post on that corner kick, and mere inches away from the opening goal of the game. Booze will rain down, in addition to some rain that's falling here. Light rain at Shell Energy Stadium in Houston. Long-range effort bounces past the posts. Bogusz again.
Seattle very comfortable as far as the way this match is going.
And this could fall again for Bogusz as he picks it up, edge of the area. And now a ton of space for a long-range effort that takes a deflection. Oh, the left-footed attempt. Sounders defender, and Seattle put under pressure by another corner kick coming.
Yeah, he just gets into a really good spot.
Now Ponce. And Ponce will slowly make a wide turn and then drive upfield. Onto the left side to Guilherme. And Guilherme threatening the back line. Thomas comes out, makes himself big. And a chest save by Andrew Thomas, the goalkeeper. Corner kick.
Yeah, this is really good hold-up play from Ponce to not only hold it, but this time turn and find Guilherme, and there. One on.
Red Bulls double up Cincinnati tonight. Points were shared between New York City FC and St. Louis City. And a big number on the board tonight for LAFC, and a real chance right now for Seattle. Down the right-hand side, Paul Areola. Bond comes out, and it ends up going just wide. Musovski, Paul Areola.
This is a wonderful ball from Christian Roldan, who's sitting deep and plays it in behind to Areola, who has to take that first time with Bond coming out. Squares it right across the frame, looking for Musovski, and it becomes a race there to get to the spot.
Both Salt Lake and with Seattle Sounders, he has been a thorn in his side. 6 career goals, 16 league. Now Bogusz, and Bogusz right in the waiting hands and body of Gerjama. The question is, can they do something on this half of the field, claim all 3 points? Morris got a touch to it. Bond coming for it, and it's volleyed home. It is Paul Rothrock who does it again. What a season for Paul Rothrock. He's given Seattle a late lead with his 3rd goal of the year.
Well-worked goal from the Sounders, who get the ball to the right-hand side to Cosarricense. And a little flick on from Jordan Morris keeps the play alive. It's a good ball in, picks his head up. And it's a little knockoff there, and it falls to the last man you want to see if you're Houston in this position. How many times has Rothrock on the back post come good? Goes over to the corner. Be the one they look through for the breakthrough.
Now Linger, and Linger towards the back post, and it forces Thomas to have to tip it over. A back penalty.
That's a good ball in there, and it just clipped in there from Linger. Let's tip it over.
And now here comes the corner kick. A touch to it, a flick by a Sounders defender. Right side, Ache. Dangerous ball in, and a header snapped over. And there was a collision here between Nuhu and Bozat, and down goes Bozat, and the final whistle blows. It's over. Paul Rothrock with the late winner.
Hello, everyone. Coach Ben Olsen. Ben, just start with your thoughts on that result here.
Tough result because again, it was our best performance this year, and I'm disappointed for the guys because everybody put in a really good shift, and they knew they were playing a really good team, and I thought on the day we were the better team, but that's what they do. They're hard to beat. They defend the box really well. You really have to earn a goal against them. I said that earlier in the week, and we didn't do that. And then they, if you don't put one or two in against them, they're obviously good enough to sneak one. But again, as far as limiting them to good chances, I think check. Some of the things we've worked on for the last 2 weeks, building the game better. I thought there were some great performances on our team. It was a good day. Everything was there except some of the final stuff.
Thanks. Start with Sam.
Hi, Ben.
Hi, Sam.
1-0 loss at home to Seattle. I know it's a disappointing result. Is there a reflection of where the team is right now?
Is there a reflection?
Of where
No,
the team-
I don't. Sam, I'm just getting off the game. I don't. Those were my reflection of the game. I don't come off the game and reflect on the whole season right now. Maybe that's a question we can talk about later in the week.
All right. When you look at how the game was played out today, the team conceding late in the game. Will you say is the strikers didn't create enough quality chances to score, or was just a missing cue from the offensive side of the game today?
Yeah, a little bit of that, and numbers in the box, or a final ball, or quality, or a little bit of a luck on a second ball. Maybe just again, we'll have to look at why we aren't putting the ball in the net. But as far as service and creating good opportunities and situations where we're in the final third, they were plenty, and so that maybe is a piece. Not maybe, it's a piece we're going to get back and work on and look at and try to get that part better. I was very happy with the middle. The mid block, both offensively and defensively. I thought our low block was good defensively. I thought we built the game better. We found pockets. We found Guilherme and Matty Bogus quite a bit. So, and there were some really good performances out there. It's just, again, soccer, you need to score goals to win the game, and we weren't good enough in the final third.
Yep.
Ben, it's a good game you had today, and I agree with you completely that the better side lost the game. Just like I asked you the last time, I think the team always started very well. This game should have been over in 28 minutes, several chances in the first 10 minutes. What do you think the problem is? Is it some kind of tension from the recent results, quality issue, or just more trainings?
I don't know if there's a big problem. That they're a good defensive team. They're hard to score on. We have a few really good, pretty good chances, and we got to do better with them. I think it's that simple. I don't know if there's tension, right? We're 5 games in. We've been scoring goals consistently up until this point, so I don't know if there's some big explanation for today other than they're a very good defensive team, and when they're low in their block, it's a hard team to break down. It always has been. You have to earn goals, and you have to do some things that are special and bring quality to that final third. And tonight we didn't do that.
How do you intend to address this goal scoring, misfiring in front of goals? What are the plans you have ahead to address this?
We're going to go do some shooting drills or something, do some final ball work. As I said, this is 5 games in. There was a lot of improvement in some other areas today, and the one area that let us down was the final stuff, and that's something we got to get back to working on. But this is normal at this stage of the season.
I'll go to the back, and then we'll come up to the front.
Hi, Ben. Max Payne of Apollo Media. Pleasure to meet you. It seems like set pieces were just something that this team was like having to battle through, particularly in the second half, 9 corners overall. Where do you feel like those kinds of situations you can possibly improve on, and where do you feel like you may have had the most chances to possibly convert from those set pieces?
Our set pieces?
Yes, correct.
Well, set pieces are obviously a positive, and that comes from sustained attacks, and that comes from service and getting into really good final third spots. So, and traditionally we're pretty dangerous on corner kicks, but traditionally they're really good on defensive set pieces. That's what they're very solid. So we're doing a bunch of different things to get looks, and we tried a few wrinkles. We work on them quite a bit, like every other team. And I think Kenny Bundy and Preston Burpo on the staff are doing a great job with that stuff. So we just got to keep plugging away. Yeah, we're close, right? We're close, getting our head on one or two, and sometimes it just doesn't roll your way.
But in particular, Guilherme's footwork, particularly in the upper third in that first half, had a play that basically almost was your best shot of the night, basically in like that 23rd, 24th minute. Are you really any surprised by how well Guilherme is with the ball at his feet and really anything that he's done this season and kind of the way he was still able to perform tonight even without the result?
No, I thought he had a very good day, and he's a handful. I mean, he's definitely a game changer and a guy that changes us, and I'm happy he's here. I thought Felipe had his best day. I thought he was incredible. I thought he had a really good day. I thought Bouzat put in a lot of work, and Giaggi had a good day. They haven't had a 90 minutes in a while. Lawrence, Dwayne, again, got into some good spots, still looking for final product out of those spots because of how many times they got into final third opportunities. Ponce connected. It just wasn't our day in the final third. I don't know what else to say. I don't know. I don't have any big revelation for you guys on why we didn't score a goal other than, we didn't earn it. We weren't clever enough. We didn't have the quality on the night. And I also, Seattle's one of the best teams in the league in defending the box, and they did a good job on the night.
If that's the case, then what are the positive takeaways, probably, at least in the defensive end?
The positives, guys. I've been talking positive. Yeah, the positives are the last 2 weeks we've worked on a lot of things that we saw tonight. A lot of positives in the build, a lot of positives in the low block defending. I thought both mid blocks were good offensively and defensively. I think everybody gave a great effort. And we just didn't score the goals, guys. Yeah, there's a lot of positive. Mostly everybody played well, played up to their level that they could have, and they gave everything. So I don't know. I don't know necessarily what the negative is. We didn't score enough goals.
Go up front here, and then we'll go to Zoom for one.
Hey, Coach. Great performance. I like the way you guys played today. Very disciplined too, compared to our previous games. Do you think that's it's one of the factors, like for not scoring, we're not aggressive enough? Do you think so? I mean, just your opinion.
Well, we weren't aggressive enough in the box, maybe? Is that what you're saying?
Yes, sir.
Sure. Yeah, I think that's one of them. We got to go look at it. We got to go look at it. I think numbers in a box are probably an issue. I think quality, some pinpoint service, early service. Again, I'm going to say it again. They make you earn goals. I said this all week. And if you don't have the quality, the high quality on the day, they're a hard team to score on. And overall, in some ways it's a loss. It's disappointing, but I think it's a step forward in our overall play, and that's a little bit of a silver lining.
All right, we'll go to Zoom for one. Jesus.
Hi, Coach. Hi, Ben. Tough loss. Mentally, how do you balance the positives while, yes, taking that it is a loss, but like you said, there's many positives. So mentally, how do you keep the team up knowing that this was, like you said, the best performance so far of the season?
Well, don't get me wrong. We got to learn to win games like this. That's part of this, part of our challenge with this team. And how do we figure out how to win games like this. You know, that's going to be an evolution and something that we need to kind of think about, and that's what we have to work on as coaches. We got to get back. We got to watch the game. We got to figure out new ways or ways when we're in these situations against the team and we're playing well, we're getting looks, and we're getting 13 shots and a bunch of corners, and how can we be more potent in the attack? And whether it's numbers in the box, whether it is just quality, I don't know. We got to go look at it and kind of dissect that, and then get on the pitch and work on it.
We have post-game press conference with Antônio Carlos. We'll just start off with opening remarks. Antonio, del partido, resultado que pelearon mucho. ¿Qué piensas del resultado hoy?
Yo creo que el resultado en nuestra casa tenemos siempre que llevar algunos puntos positivos. Creo que es una noche mala para nosotros porque si estamos en casa, si no ganamos, que empatamos pelo menos. Y cada punto sumado neste torneo é de gran valor. Entonces, creo que pela partida que hicimos hoy, si quedamos tristes a la casa porque teníamos que ter salido con pelo menos un punto.
All right, we'll open up questions to the floor. So over there.
Buenas noches. ¿Qué aspectos del equipo hay que mejorar para el siguiente partido?
Yo creo que hoy hicimos una buena partida. Creo que en Dallas no hicimos una buena partida. Y creo que eles tiveram aí 2 chances e nosotros tenemos 8 o 9 chances de goles y no conseguimos convertir hoy. Então, yo creo que isso. O futebol pasa essas coisas. Si no hacemos goles, la otra equipo viene y hace. Então, creo que tenemos que essa semana calibrar un poco los pies para que podemos voltar a hacer goles y defender bien también, porque tenemos 2 partidas difíciles agora diante de Colorado. Eu creio que jogamos a Copa também e depois vamos a Orlando. Então, 2 partidas afuera. Temos que trabalhar bem essa semana.
All right, Edwin, right here.
Thank you. Hola, Antonio. Edwin Rodríguez para Furia Deportiva en TUN Radio Houston. ¿Qué es lo que le hace falta a este Houston Dynamo que desde 2021 no logra ganarle a Seattle Sounders? Gracias.
Como hablé a tu, eu creio que essas coisas passam em futebol. Creio que hoje fizemos uma boa partida. Desde os 90 minutos estivemos em cima de Seattle, que é uma boa equipe. Creio que uma das melhores equipes da liga. E eles não tiveram muitas chances. Quem teve muitas chances fomos nós outros e não conseguimos fazer os goles hoje. Então, creio que essa semana teremos que trabalhar e é isso. Só o trabalho vai fazer com que possamos evoluir para que podemos voltar a vencer. Creio que seja isso.
Gracias. All right, we'll go with Cesar in the back. Si lo puedes pasar.
Antonio, ¿qué tal? Buenas noches. Puntualmente, ¿qué dirías tú que sucedió? ¿Qué fue en lo que se equivocaron ustedes para permitir ese gol por parte de Seattle Sounders? ¿Hay algo que pudieron hacer diferente ustedes en esa salida?
Yo creo que o que acontece con nosotros es que desde el año pasado tenemos dejado nuestros adversarios cruzar mucho la bola en la área y eso ha demandado muy goles ahí. Creo que tenemos que parar esos cruzamientos porque los adversarios que vienen aquí saben que Tanque, nosso centroavante, ele tem um bom cabeceio e aí não deixa que a gente cruze para a área. Então, creio que desde o ano passado vemos sofrendo com isso, deixando um demasiado espaço para que os adversários cruzem a área e creio que hoje isso pegou para nós outros, porque não sofremos muitas coisas no jogo. E repito que hicimos um bom jogo. E também creio que às vezes falta um pouco de responsabilidade, porque se miramos o gol que tomamos hoje, é difícil poner uma responsabilidade em Lindy, porque é um centroavante, é um 9. E aí quando joga de lado assim, eu creio que não sabe marcar muito, me entende? E creio que a responsabilidade se tomam todos dentro do campo. Então, creio que é uma coisa a se pensar, porque quando temos responsabilidade, temos que marcar todos, ¿entiendes?
Claro. Y una más, si me permites, a ti personalmente, esta semana no estaba Eric Svechenko, no está Lucas Halter. Cada semana, desafortunadamente, Dynamo ha perdido algún jugador a suspensión, tarjeta roja. ¿Cuál ha sido el más grande reto para ti, ajustando líneas, siendo el capitán en esa zona, teniendo que cambiar de compañeros en la línea defensiva?
É difícil, creio que em um time que se cambia toda semana, creio que fica difícil. Este ano está sendo duro aí com as lesões para nós, porque perdemos a Jack também nesse jogo. Jack sentiu um desconforto aí. Jack é um jogador muito importante para nós e hace falta, me entende? Eric também, Lucas. E por isso que te digo, porque quando se cambia muito a equipe, isso é malo, porque não temos consistência, me entende? E nesse campeonato pede muita consistência, que podemos nos conhecer aí muito mais, e quando se repete o time, aí se vê a qualidade, me entende? Então, em resposta à tua pergunta, creio que a consistência falta para nós outros quando se cambia muito, e isso é malo.
We're going to the back.
Hola, Antonio. Mucho gusto. Max Peta, Apollo Media. For the fact that set pieces just seemed to be something that was very frequent in this game, you guys had 9 corners overall, and especially in the second half, it just seemed like you guys are so close to possibly converting. What do you feel like just needs to be worked on, at least in that department, being the leader of this team? And where do you feel like those details, at least when it comes to set pieces, just need to be ironed out going forward?
¿Qué piensas en los tiros de esquinas, en las piezas? ¿Qué detalles toca el equipo trabajar mucho para mejorar más en esas situaciones?
Yo creo que, como hablé, tenemos que trabalhar un poco. Teníamos mucho como 9, ¿no? 9, 7 pieces y no conseguimos ahí. Y eso marca ahí cuánto estivemos encima de Seattle, ¿no? Creo que no fue una partida mala de nosotros. Creo que teníamos más chance que ellos, pero hoy no salimos felices de campo. Salimos tristes porque si salimos con un punto aquí ya estaba bueno, pero merecíamos los 3 por todo que construimos ahí en el juego. Como habló él ahí, fueron 9, 7 pieces y creo que teníamos ahí 7, 8 chances de goles, ¿no?
Sí.
Bien, una noche feliz para el arquero de Seattle y una noche triste para nosotros, porque eso dói un poco, hacer un juego bom desse y no salir con la victoria.
Yeah, I didn't think it was a bad game from us. Like you said, we did have a good amount of set pieces. Now it's just getting back, just working on those. It was a good night for Seattle's goalkeeper, but it was also a good night for us because we were able to succeed on that end.
And uno más, Antonio, where do you feel like, at least, especially this being this early in the season, your coach just talked about how it seemed like everyone at least played the best of their capabilities in the same game. You just weren't able to at least score goals. Where do you feel like, as just the overall leader of this team, where do you feel like at least that center of wanting to focus on scoring is obviously going to be key over all the details that you guys clearly seem to be all ironed out and ready to go?
Como líder del equipo, capital, claro, la meta es meter muchos goles. ¿Cómo vas a seguir empujando eso para que el equipo siga metiendo goles?
Creo que el trabajo. Tenemos que trabalhar. Tenemos una semana cheia para salir a Colorado e solamente com trabalho vamos cambiar isso. Que que conversamos na semana, que se não tomamos goles, fica muito mais fácil de ganhar. Então, eu creio que o trabalho da semana que vamos fazer aí, conversar com o professor Blaine, com o professor Juan, creio que vamos acertar isso e vamos atrás da vitória em Colorado.
Yeah, it's all about, working hard, especially this week ahead of Colorado, just working hard during the week in training with Ben and Juan. It's just getting back in the lab.